Feeling overwhelmed by life's constant demands? The audiobook Lay Back, The Art of Letting Things Happen reveals the counterintuitive secret to achieving more by doing less. Discover how to harness life's natural flow, turning uncertainty into opportunity and stress into serenity. Learn to balance action with surrender, unlocking a life of ease, fulfillment, and unexpected success. Miss out, and you might keep struggling upstream. Embrace this wisdom and watch your world transform effortlessly. Before we go on, I invite you to download the free bundle, which contains the ebook version of this book and an executive summary of all the chapters with the key takeaways. Studies show that engaging with content through multiple formats significantly enhances learning and retention. Click on the first link in the description to claim your free bundle now and maximize your learning potential. Now it's free, but it won't be for long, so make sure to grab it while you can. Chapter 1: The Power of Ease. In a world that constantly demands more, faster, and better, the concept of ease often feels like a distant dream. We're taught from an early age that success comes from hard work, pushing ourselves to the limit, and maintaining ironclad control over every aspect of our lives. But what if this ingrained belief is actually holding us back? What if the key to unlocking our full potential and living a more fulfilling life lies not in striving harder, but in learning to let go? Imagine a life where stress melts away, where you move through your days with a sense of flow and purpose, where opportunities seem to unfold naturally before you. This isn't a fantasy. It's the power of ease, and it's within your grasp. The art of living with ease is not about becoming lazy or apathetic. It's about recognizing that much of our stress and exhaustion comes from overexertion and an obsessive need for control. By learning to be more selective with our energy and allowing life's natural rhythm to guide us, we can achieve more while feeling less burdened. As you embark on this journey through Lay Back, The Art of Letting Things Happen, you'll discover practical tools and insights that will transform your approach to life. In this first chapter, we'll lay the groundwork for this transformation by exploring the power of ease and why it's so crucial in today's fast-paced world. From the very first read-through of this book, you'll begin to recognize the sources of unnecessary tension in your life. These might be obvious stressors like a demanding job or difficult relationships, but they can also be subtle: the constant need to check your phone, the inability to delegate tasks, or the habit of overthinking every decision. By shining a light on these tension points, you take the first step towards releasing them. Alongside this newfound awareness, you'll start practicing selective energy use. This means learning to discern where your efforts are truly needed and where you might be expending energy needlessly. It's about working smarter, not harder, and understanding that sometimes the most productive thing you can do is step back and allow things to unfold. As you continue to apply these principles over time, you'll notice a sustained reduction in your stress levels. The constant background hum of anxiety that many of us have grown accustomed to will begin to fade. In its place, you'll find a sense of calm and clarity that allows you to navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Moreover, you'll find yourself aligning more naturally with life's rhythm. Instead of constantly swimming against the current, you'll learn to recognize the flow of opportunities and timing in your life. This doesn't mean becoming passive, far from it. It means developing an intuitive sense of when to act and when to wait, when to push forward and when to let things be. The journey to living with ease involves several key steps, each building upon the last. We begin by identifying the sources of tension in our lives. This requires honest self-reflection and a willingness to challenge long-held beliefs about what we should be doing or feeling. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but this discomfort is a sign of growth. Once we've identified these tension points, we can start practicing energy conservation techniques. This might involve setting boundaries, learning to say no, or simply taking regular breaks throughout the day to reset and recharge. It's about quality over quantity, focusing your energy where it truly matters rather than spreading yourself thin. Understanding the impact of tension is crucial. Chronic stress doesn't just make us feel bad, it has real, tangible effects on our physical and mental health, our relationships, and our ability to perform at our best. By recognizing the toll that unnecessary tension takes on our lives, we become motivated to make changes. Energy management is equally important. We often think of energy as a limitless resource, pushing ourselves to the brink of exhaustion day after day. But by learning to conserve and direct our energy more effectively, we can accomplish more while feeling less drained. So what exactly do we mean by ease in everyday life? It's not about lounging on the couch all day or shirking responsibilities. Ease is a state of flow where actions feel natural and effortless. It's the difference between forcing yourself through a workout you hate and finding a form of exercise that energizes and excites you. It's tackling your to-do list with focus and purpose rather than stress and overwhelm. It's important to distinguish between ease and passivity. Living with ease doesn't mean becoming a doormat or letting life pass you by. It means engaging fully with life, but doing so from a place of centeredness and calm rather than anxiety and tension. It's about being proactive rather than reactive, choosing your battles wisely, and trusting in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Letting go of tension is a skill that can be developed with practice. It starts with awareness, noticing when you're holding tension in your body or mind. Are your shoulders creeping up towards your ears? Is your jaw clenched? Are you replaying a stressful conversation in your head? Once you've identified these tension points, you can begin to release them. There are numerous techniques for releasing stress and resistance. Deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, and mindfulness meditation are all powerful tools. But sometimes, the most effective technique is simply giving yourself permission to let go. To remind yourself that you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Learning to conserve energy is another crucial aspect of living with ease. This doesn't mean becoming lazy or unproductive. Rather, it's about being intentional with your energy expenditure. It's recognizing that you have a finite amount of energy each day and choosing wisely how to allocate it. This might mean prioritizing your most important tasks for when you're at your peak energy levels. It could involve delegating or eliminating tasks that drain you without providing significant value. It's about working with your natural rhythms rather than against them. Allowing life's rhythm to guide your actions is perhaps the most profound shift that comes with embracing ease. It's recognizing that there's a natural ebb and flow to life, and that fighting against this current often leads to frustration and burnout. Instead, by tuning into this rhythm, you can move through life with greater grace and less resistance. This might manifest as recognizing when it's time to push forward on a project and when it's time to step back and let ideas percolate. It could mean being open to unexpected opportunities rather than rigidly sticking to a predetermined path. It's about trusting that things will unfold in their own time and that your role is to stay present and ready to act when the moment is right. As we conclude this first chapter, you might be feeling a mix of excitement and skepticism. The idea of living with ease can seem too good to be true in our achievement-oriented society. But remember, this is just the beginning of your journey. In the chapters to come, we'll delve deeper into practical strategies for embracing uncertainty, trusting the process, and aligning with life's natural flow. The path to ease isn't always easy. It requires unlearning ingrained habits and challenging deeply held beliefs. But with each step you take, you'll find yourself moving closer to a life of greater peace, fulfillment, and yes, ease. As we move forward, prepare to explore the liberating power of embracing uncertainty. You'll discover how letting go of the need for constant certainty can open up a world of possibilities you never imagined. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2. Embrace Uncertainty. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, unexpected detours, and surprises around every corner. Yet, many of us spend countless hours trying to predict, control, and eliminate these uncertainties. We cling to routines, make detailed plans, and seek guarantees, all in an attempt to create a sense of stability in an inherently unpredictable world. But what if this very quest for certainty is holding us back from experiencing life's full richness? As we delve into this chapter, I invite you to consider a radical shift in perspective. What if uncertainty, rather than being something to fear or avoid, is actually a gateway to growth, opportunity, and even joy? This might seem counterintuitive at first, especially if you've spent years trying to minimize unpredictability in your life. But stay with me as we explore this concept further. Embracing uncertainty is a crucial step in learning to flow with life rather than constantly swimming against its current. It's about developing a mindset that allows you to navigate the unknown with grace and even excitement rather than dread. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but with practice and patience, it can transform your entire approach to life. So why is embracing uncertainty so important for aligning with life's natural flow? For one, it opens up a world of possibilities for personal growth. When we're locked into rigid expectations and plans, we often miss out on unexpected opportunities for learning and development. By loosening our grip on certainty, we create space for new experiences, ideas, and connections to enter our lives. Moreover, learning to embrace uncertainty can significantly reduce fear and anxiety. It might seem paradoxical, but much of our stress comes not from actual events, but from our attempts to predict and control the future. By accepting that we can't always know what's coming next, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to manage every possible outcome. But what does it really mean to embrace uncertainty? It's not about throwing caution to the wind or living recklessly. Instead, it's about redefining our relationship with the unknown. It's about viewing uncertainty not as a threat, but as an opportunity for discovery and growth. Think about some of the most significant moments in your life. Chances are, many of them were unplanned or unexpected. Maybe you met your partner by chance or stumbled upon a career path you never considered. These moments of serendipity often lead to our greatest joys and accomplishments. By embracing uncertainty, we open ourselves up to more of these transformative experiences. Shifting our perception of uncertainty can have a profound impact on our anxiety levels. When we stop seeing the unknown as inherently threatening, we can approach it with curiosity rather than fear. This doesn't mean we'll never feel anxious, but we can learn to sit with that anxiety without letting it overwhelm us. Living with the unknown requires developing new strategies and mindsets. One key approach is learning to embrace what we cannot control. This means acknowledging that no matter how much we plan or prepare, there will always be factors beyond our influence. Rather than fighting against this reality, we can learn to accept it and even find freedom in it. Another crucial aspect of living with uncertainty is finding possibility in the unpredictable. This involves cultivating a sense of curiosity and openness to whatever life brings our way. Instead of immediately reacting with fear or resistance when faced with the unexpected, we can pause and ask ourselves, what opportunities might this situation present? Of course, embracing uncertainty doesn't mean we'll never feel fear. Fear is a natural human emotion, and it can serve an important protective function. The goal isn't to eliminate fear entirely, but to develop techniques for managing it effectively. This might involve practices like deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, or cognitive reframing exercises. One powerful technique for managing fear of the unknown is to focus on the present moment. Often, our fears about uncertainty are rooted in projections about the future. By bringing our attention back to the here and now, we can ground ourselves in what's actually happening rather than getting lost in what-ifs. As we learn to embrace uncertainty, we open ourselves up to endless potential. This doesn't mean that everything will always work out perfectly, but it does mean that we'll be better equipped to handle whatever comes our way. We become more adaptable, more resilient, and more open to the full spectrum of human experience. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, there are several practical exercises you can try. One powerful practice is mindfulness meditation, focused on embracing uncertainty. This might involve sitting quietly and observing your thoughts and feelings about the unknown without judgment. As you notice fears or anxieties arise, practice acknowledging them and then letting them go, returning your focus to your breath or a chosen point of attention. Another helpful exercise is journaling about potential opportunities in uncertainty. Set aside some time to write about a situation in your life that feels uncertain. Instead of focusing on potential negative outcomes, challenge yourself to list as many possible positive outcomes as you can imagine. This can help shift your perspective and open your mind to new possibilities. As you continue to practice embracing uncertainty, you'll likely notice several positive outcomes. At a basic level, you may experience reduced anxiety levels. As you become more comfortable with the unknown, the constant background worry about what might happen next begins to fade. With continued practice, you may find yourself becoming more adaptable. When unexpected situations arise, you'll be better equipped to pivot and adjust your approach. This increased flexibility can be invaluable in both personal and professional contexts. At its best, embracing uncertainty can lead to a fundamental shift in how you view change. Rather than seeing change as something to be feared or resisted, you may begin to see it as a natural and even exciting part of life. This doesn't mean you'll never feel apprehensive about change, but you'll have the tools to approach it with curiosity and openness rather than fear. Of course, as with any significant shift in mindset, there can be challenges along the way. You might find yourself feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty at times, especially when facing major life changes or decisions. In these moments, it's important to practice grounding techniques. This might involve focusing on your physical senses, engaging in a familiar routine, or connecting with supportive friends or family members. There may also be times when fear threatens to take over, despite your best efforts. In these situations, cognitive reframing can be a powerful tool. This involves consciously challenging and changing negative thought patterns. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "This uncertainty is terrible, I can't handle it," you might reframe it as, "This uncertainty is challenging, but it's also an opportunity for growth, and I have the resources to navigate it." Remember, embracing uncertainty is a journey, not a destination. It's normal to have ups and downs, moments of doubt and moments of clarity. The key is to approach the process with patience and self-compassion, celebrating small victories along the way. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on how your relationship with uncertainty has shifted. Perhaps you're feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension about the idea of embracing the unknown. That's perfectly normal. Change, even positive change, can feel uncomfortable at first. But as you continue to practice the techniques we've explored, you may find yourself approaching life with a newfound sense of curiosity and openness. You might notice opportunities you would have previously overlooked, or find yourself handling challenges with greater ease and resilience. As we move forward, we'll explore another crucial aspect of aligning with life's flow. It's a concept that might challenge your notions of control and timing, inviting you to consider a different way of moving through the world. Are you ready to discover the hidden power that lies in letting go of your grip on life's steering wheel? Chapter 3, Trust the Process. Have you ever felt like you're swimming against the current of life, pushing, striving, and forcing your way forward, only to find yourself exhausted and seemingly no closer to your goals? What if there was another way? A way that aligns you with the natural flow of life, where progress feels less like a struggle and more like a dance. This chapter invites you to explore a concept that might initially seem counterintuitive in our fast-paced, results-driven world. It's an idea that challenges our need for immediate gratification and constant control. But as we delve deeper, you'll discover how this approach can transform your experience of life, bringing more ease, joy, and unexpected opportunities into your journey. At its core, trusting the process is about developing faith in the timing and unfolding of life. It's a recognition that just as nature has its own rhythms and cycles, so too does our personal growth and the manifestation of our desires. By aligning ourselves with these natural rhythms, we can move through life with greater grace and less resistance. But what does it really mean to trust the process? It's not about sitting back passively and expecting life to hand you everything you want. Rather, it's about taking inspired action while remaining open and flexible to how things unfold. It's a delicate balance between effort and surrender, between doing and being. One of the key reasons why trusting the process is so crucial for embracing life's flow is that it fosters patience and acceptance. In a world that often demands instant results, learning to trust in the natural timing of things can be profoundly liberating. It allows us to release the anxiety and frustration that come from trying to force outcomes on our own timeline. Moreover, this approach encourages us to let go of our need for constant control. When we trust the process, we acknowledge that there are forces at play beyond our immediate understanding or influence. This doesn't mean we become passive, but rather that we learn to work in harmony with life's currents instead of constantly fighting against them. To truly embrace this concept, it's essential to develop an understanding of life's natural timing. Just as the seasons change in their own rhythm, our lives too have cycles of growth, rest, and transformation. Sometimes, what seems like a setback or delay is actually a necessary period of preparation or incubation for what's to come. Recognizing these natural cycles in our lives can be profoundly reassuring. It helps us understand that periods of apparent inactivity or struggle are not failures, but essential parts of our journey. Just as a seed needs time in the darkness of the soil before it can sprout, we too sometimes need periods of quiet or challenge to prepare us for our next phase of growth. As we begin to trust in these natural rhythms, we can start to let go of forceful actions. This doesn't mean we stop taking action altogether, but rather that we learn to discern between inspired action that flows naturally and forced action that comes from a place of fear or impatience. When we push too hard against life's natural timing, we often create more resistance and frustration for ourselves. One of the most beautiful aspects of trusting the process is the role it allows for serendipity in our lives. When we're not rigidly attached to how things should unfold, we become more open to unexpected opportunities. These serendipitous moments often lead us to experiences, connections, or insights that are far better than what we could have planned for ourselves. Allowing for these unexpected opportunities requires a certain level of trust in life's unfolding path. It's about believing that even when things don't go according to our plans, there might be a greater wisdom at play. This doesn't mean that everything always works out perfectly, but rather that we trust in our ability to find meaning and growth in whatever comes our way. Cultivating this trust is a process in itself. It's not something that happens overnight, but rather a skill that we develop over time through experience and reflection. One way to build this trust is to look back on your life and recognize times when things worked out in unexpected ways. Perhaps a delay or disappointment that seemed terrible at the time actually led you to something better. Nature provides us with countless lessons in timing and trust. Consider how a caterpillar doesn't rush its transformation into a butterfly, or how a tree doesn't force its blossoms to open before spring. By observing and connecting with nature, we can internalize these lessons of patience and trust in natural processes. To help integrate these concepts into your life, there are several practical exercises you can try. One powerful practice is reflective journaling on past experiences of serendipity. Take some time to write about moments in your life when unexpected events led to positive outcomes. Reflecting on these experiences can help reinforce your trust in life's unfolding. Another beneficial practice is taking regular nature walks with the specific intention of observing natural cycles. Pay attention to the changing seasons, the growth of plants, the patterns of weather. As you observe these natural rhythms, reflect on how they might parallel cycles in your own life. As you continue to practice trusting the process, you're likely to notice several positive outcomes. At a basic level, you may find yourself experiencing increased patience. The constant urgency and anxiety about making things happen immediately begins to fade, replaced by a calmer, more centered approach to life. With continued practice, you may develop a greater acceptance of life's timing. Instead of feeling frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like, you'll find yourself more able to trust that things are unfolding as they should. This doesn't mean you become complacent, but rather that you learn to work with life's timing instead of against it. At its best, trusting the process can enhance your ability to recognize and act on serendipitous events. You'll likely find yourself more attuned to unexpected opportunities and more willing to explore paths that you might have previously overlooked. This openness can lead to experiences and achievements that far surpass what you could have planned for yourself. Of course, as with any significant shift in mindset, there can be challenges along the way. You might find yourself growing impatient with the timing of things, especially when facing important goals or decisions. In these moments, it's helpful to practice deep breathing or other mindfulness techniques. These can help ground you in the present moment and remind you to trust in the larger process at work. Another potential pitfall is the risk of missing opportunities due to a misunderstanding of what it means to trust the process. Remember, trusting the process doesn't mean becoming passive or failing to take action. It's about finding the balance between effort and surrender. If you find yourself missing opportunities, it may be helpful to increase your mindfulness practices. This can help you stay alert and responsive to what's happening around you, even as you trust in the larger unfolding of your life. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on how your relationship with life's timing might shift as you practice trusting the process. Perhaps you're feeling a mix of excitement and skepticism about the idea of letting go of forceful action and allowing more space for serendipity. That's perfectly natural. This approach represents a significant shift from how many of us have been taught to approach life and goals. But as you continue to practice the ideas we've explored, you may find yourself moving through life with a newfound sense of ease and flow. You might notice opportunities you would have previously missed, or find yourself handling delays and setbacks with greater grace and understanding. As we move forward, we'll explore another crucial aspect of aligning with life's flow. It's a concept that might challenge your deepest instincts about how to navigate life's challenges. Are you ready to discover the surprising power that lies in loosening your grip? The next chapter will reveal a counterintuitive approach that could revolutionize how you face life's obstacles and opportunities. Chapter 4. Release Control. Have you ever found yourself gripping the steering wheel of life so tightly that your knuckles turn white? Many of us navigate through our days with an intense need to control every aspect of our lives, from the smallest details to the grandest plans. We believe that if we can just manage everything perfectly, we'll achieve the outcomes we desire. But what if this very approach is actually holding us back? In this chapter, we'll explore a concept that might initially seem counterintuitive, even frightening. It's an idea that challenges our deeply ingrained beliefs about success and happiness. As we delve deeper, you'll discover how loosening your grip on control can actually lead to more fulfilling experiences and unexpected opportunities. At its core, releasing control is about letting go of the need to micromanage or force outcomes in our lives. It's a recognition that our attempts to control every aspect of our existence often create more stress and resistance than they solve. By learning to release this need for control, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities we might never have imagined. But what does it really mean to release control? It's not about becoming passive or apathetic towards your life and goals. Rather, it's about finding a balance between taking action and allowing things to unfold naturally. It's about recognizing when our efforts to control are helpful and when they're actually hindering our progress and well-being. One of the primary reasons why releasing control is so crucial for embracing life's flow is that it significantly reduces stress and anxiety. Think about how much mental and emotional energy you expend trying to manage every detail of your life. The constant vigilance, the worry about potential outcomes, the frustration when things don't go exactly as planned, all of this takes a toll on your well-being. Moreover, when we loosen our grip on control, we create space for new opportunities to enter our lives. Often, our rigid expectations and plans blind us to possibilities that don't fit our preconceived notions. By releasing control, we become more open and receptive to unexpected paths and solutions. To truly embrace this concept, it's essential to understand the illusion of control. We often overestimate how much influence we actually have over outcomes in our lives. The truth is, there are countless factors at play in any situation, many of which are beyond our control. Our attempts to manage every variable not only create stress, but can also lead to frustration and disappointment when things inevitably don't go exactly as planned. Understanding why control creates resistance is key to letting go. When we try to force outcomes, we often encounter pushback from other people, from circumstances, even from ourselves. It's like trying to paddle upstream. The more we struggle against the current, the more exhausted we become. By contrast, when we release our need for control, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, making progress with far less effort. Of course, this doesn't mean we should never exert control. There are certainly times when taking charge is necessary and beneficial. The key is learning to recognize when control is truly needed and when it's better to let go. This discernment comes with practice and self-awareness. Letting go of control is a process, and it often requires conscious effort, especially at first. One strategy for reducing the need for control is to practice acceptance. This means acknowledging the reality of a situation without immediately trying to change or fix it. By accepting what is, we reduce the internal resistance that often drives our need for control. Another powerful approach is to focus on what you can control, namely your own actions and reactions, rather than trying to control external circumstances or other people. This shift in focus can be incredibly liberating, as it allows you to channel your energy more effectively. As you release control, you create space for better opportunities to emerge. Often, the solutions or paths that naturally unfold are far better than anything we could have planned or forced. This doesn't mean you become passive. Rather, you learn to co-create with life, remaining open and responsive to what emerges. One of the most significant benefits of releasing control is the freedom it brings from constant micromanagement. Think about how much time and energy you spend trying to manage every detail of your life or work. By letting go of this need to micromanage, you free up enormous amounts of mental and emotional resources. This freedom allows you to focus on what truly matters, rather than getting bogged down in minutiae. It also enables you to be more present in your experiences, rather than constantly worrying about controlling outcomes. Developing trust in the unknown is a crucial part of releasing control. This involves cultivating faith that things will work out, even if they don't unfold exactly as you had planned. It's about trusting in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, rather than trying to predict and control every possible scenario. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, there are several practical exercises you can try. One powerful practice is to consciously let go of small tasks or decisions each day. This might involve delegating a task you would normally do yourself, or allowing someone else to choose where to go for an outing. Start small and gradually work your way up to releasing control in more significant areas. Another beneficial practice is meditation focused on releasing control. During your meditation, visualize yourself loosening your grip on various aspects of your life. Imagine the sense of relief and lightness that comes with this release. Regular practice of this visualization can help rewire your brain's response to uncertainty and lack of control. As you continue to practice releasing control, you're likely to notice several positive outcomes. At a basic level, you may find your stress levels significantly reduced. The constant tension that comes from trying to manage everything begins to dissipate, replaced by a sense of ease and flow. With continued practice, you may notice improvements in your relationships. When we release the need to control others or situations involving others, we create space for more authentic and harmonious interactions. People often respond positively when they don't feel controlled or micromanaged. At its best, releasing control can lead to a greater openness to life's possibilities. You may find yourself more willing to take calculated risks, to explore new paths, and to embrace the unexpected. This openness can lead to experiences and achievements that far surpass what you could have planned or controlled for yourself. Of course, as with any significant shift in mindset, there can be challenges along the way. You might experience anxiety as you begin to release control, especially in areas where you've always held tight reins. In these moments, it's helpful to practice grounding exercises. These can include deep breathing, mindfulness techniques, or physical activities that help you feel centered and present. Another potential obstacle is resistance to letting go. Our need for control often stems from deep-seated beliefs and fears, and these can be challenging to overcome. If you find yourself struggling to let go, try using affirmations that reinforce trust in yourself and in life. Statements like, "I trust in my ability to handle whatever comes my way," or "by releasing control, I open myself to even better possibilities," can be powerful tools for shifting your mindset. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on how your relationship with control might shift as you practice letting go. Perhaps you're feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension about the idea of loosening your grip on various aspects of your life. That's perfectly natural. This approach represents a significant shift from how many of us have been taught to navigate the world. But as you continue to practice the ideas we've explored, you may find yourself moving through life with a newfound sense of ease and openness. You might notice opportunities you would have previously overlooked, or find yourself handling challenges with greater grace and flexibility. As we move forward, we'll explore another crucial aspect of aligning with life's flow. It's a concept that might challenge your perception of progress and productivity. Are you ready to discover the hidden power that lies in a seemingly counterintuitive approach to navigating life's journey? The next chapter will unveil a strategy that could revolutionize how you perceive and utilize the passage of time. Chapter 5. Slow down. In our fast-paced world, we're often caught in a whirlwind of activity, constantly rushing from one task to the next. We've been conditioned to believe that speed equals productivity, that the faster we move, the more we'll accomplish. But what if this relentless pace is actually hindering our progress rather than propelling us forward? This chapter invites you to explore a concept that might seem counterintuitive in our hustle-driven culture. It's an idea that challenges our deeply ingrained beliefs about success and productivity. As we delve deeper, you'll discover how embracing a slower pace can actually lead to greater clarity, fulfillment, and even efficiency in your life. At its core, slowing down is about more than just reducing your physical speed. It's about cultivating a state of mindful presence in your daily life. It's about learning to fully inhabit each moment, rather than constantly racing towards the next. By doing so, we open ourselves up to a richer, more nuanced experience of life. But what does it really mean to slow down in a world that seems to be moving ever faster? It's not about becoming lethargic or unproductive. Rather, it's about finding a balance between action and reflection, between doing and being. It's about recognizing that sometimes the most productive thing we can do is pause and take a breath. One of the primary reasons why slowing down is so crucial for embracing life's flow is that it significantly enhances our clarity and decision-making abilities. When we're constantly rushing, we often make choices based on impulse or habit rather than careful consideration. By slowing down, we give ourselves the space to see situations more clearly and make decisions that align with our true values and goals. Moreover, slowing down promotes mindfulness and presence. In our hurried lives, we often find ourselves mentally in the future or the past, worrying about what's to come or ruminating on what's already happened. By slowing down, we anchor ourselves in the present moment where life is actually happening. To truly embrace this concept, it's essential to understand the art of slowing down. This isn't about dramatically altering your entire lifestyle overnight. Instead, it's about gradually introducing moments of mindfulness and presence into your day. It's about learning to savor experiences rather than rushing through them. Embracing mindfulness and presence is a key aspect of slowing down. This involves bringing your full attention to whatever you're doing, whether it's a complex work task or a simple act like drinking a cup of tea. By fully engaging with each activity, you not only perform it more effectively, but also derive more satisfaction from it. As you practice slowing down, you'll likely begin to recognize the often frantic pace of life around you. This awareness can be both enlightening and liberating. It allows you to make conscious choices about how you want to move through your days, rather than getting swept along by the rush of external demands. One of the most profound benefits of slowing down is the clarity it brings. When we're constantly in motion, our perception can become blurred, like trying to see clearly out of a speeding car. But when we slow down, it's as if we've stepped out of that car. Suddenly, we can see details we missed before, notice connections we overlooked, and gain insights that were previously obscured by the blur of speed. This enhanced clarity allows us to act with greater intention and purpose. Instead of reacting automatically to situations, we can respond thoughtfully. We become more attuned to our true desires and values, making choices that align with our authentic selves rather than simply following the path of least resistance. Slowing down also paves the way for more purposeful living. When we're not constantly rushing from one thing to the next, we create space to reflect on what truly matters to us. We can ask ourselves important questions about our goals, our relationships, and the kind of life we want to lead. Finding fulfillment in a slower pace might seem challenging at first, especially if you're used to equating busyness with worth. But as you practice slowing down, you may find that you actually accomplish more of what truly matters to you. You may discover a sense of ease and contentment that was previously obscured by the constant rush. Integrating mindfulness into daily life is a key aspect of slowing down. This doesn't mean you need to spend hours in meditation each day. Instead, it's about finding small moments throughout your day to pause, breathe, and connect with your present experience. It could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before starting a new task, or really savoring the warmth of the sun on your face as you walk outside. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, there are several practical exercises you can try. One powerful practice is mindful breathing. This involves taking a few moments several times throughout your day to focus on your breath. Simply notice the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. This simple act can help ground you in the present moment and slow down your mental chatter. Another beneficial practice is single tasking. In our multitasking culture, we often try to do several things at once, believing it makes us more productive. However, research has shown that multitasking actually reduces our efficiency and increases stress. Instead, try focusing on one task at a time, giving it your full attention before moving on to the next. As you continue to practice slowing down, you're likely to notice several positive outcomes. At a basic level, you may find yourself experiencing increased presence in your daily life. You might start to notice details in your environment that you previously overlooked, or find yourself more fully engaged in conversations with others. With continued practice, you may experience improved focus and clarity. By slowing down, you give your mind the space it needs to process information more effectively. This can lead to better decision-making and more creative problem-solving. At its best, slowing down can lead to a greater sense of fulfillment and purpose in life. When we're not constantly rushing, we have the opportunity to connect more deeply with our values and aspirations. We can make choices that align with our true selves rather than simply reacting to external pressures. Of course, as with any significant shift in lifestyle, there can be challenges along the way. You might find yourself struggling to slow down, especially in situations where you're used to moving at a frantic pace. In these moments, it can be helpful to set reminders for yourself to pause. This could be a gentle alarm on your phone or visual cues in your environment that prompt you to take a breath and reconnect with the present moment. Another potential obstacle is difficulty staying present. Our minds are often habituated to racing thoughts and future planning. If you find your mind constantly wandering, try using grounding techniques. These can include focusing on physical sensations, like the feeling of your feet on the ground, or engaging your senses by noticing 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on how your relationship with time and pace might shift as you practice slowing down. Perhaps you're feeling a mix of curiosity and skepticism about the idea of decelerating in a world that seems to demand constant speed. That's perfectly natural. This approach represents a significant shift from how many of us have been taught to navigate our days. But as you continue to practice the ideas we've explored, you may find yourself moving through life with a newfound sense of ease and presence. You might notice improvements in your relationships, your work, and your overall sense of well-being. You may discover that by slowing down, you actually arrive at your destination feeling more fulfilled and at peace. As we move forward, we'll explore another crucial aspect of aligning with life's flow. It's a concept that might challenge your perceptions of stability and comfort. Are you ready to discover the hidden opportunities that lie in life's inevitable shifts and transformations? The next chapter will unveil a perspective that could revolutionize how you approach the ever-changing landscape of your journey. Chapter 6: Welcome Change. Life is a river, constantly flowing and evolving. Yet, how often do we find ourselves clinging to the riverbanks, resisting the current that seeks to carry us forward? We build our lives around routines and expectations, seeking comfort in the familiar. But what if this very resistance to change is holding us back from experiencing the full richness of life? In this chapter, we'll explore a concept that might initially seem daunting, even frightening. It's an idea that challenges our deeply ingrained desire for stability and predictability. As we delve deeper, you'll discover how embracing change, rather than resisting it, can lead to personal growth, new opportunities, and a more fulfilling life journey. At its core, welcoming change is about more than just grudgingly accepting life's transitions. It's about actively embracing the ebb and flow of existence, recognizing that change is not just inevitable, but essential for our growth and evolution. By learning to move with life's changes rather than against them, we can navigate our journey with greater ease and grace. But what does it really mean to welcome change in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable? It's not about recklessly throwing caution to the wind or constantly seeking upheaval. Rather, it's about developing a mindset that sees change as an opportunity rather than a threat. It's about cultivating the flexibility and resilience to adapt to life's inevitable shifts and transitions. One of the primary reasons why welcoming change is so crucial for embracing life's flow is that it facilitates growth and adaptability. When we resist change, we often stagnate, stuck in patterns and behaviors that no longer serve us. By contrast, when we open ourselves to change, we create opportunities for learning, growth, and self-discovery. Moreover, welcoming change significantly reduces the suffering that comes from resistance. Think about how much energy we expend fighting against changes in our lives, whether it's a shift in our work situation, a change in a relationship, or simply the passage of time. This resistance creates tension and stress, often without altering the outcome. By learning to welcome change, we can move through life's transitions with greater ease and peace of mind. To truly embrace this concept, it's essential to understand change as a natural and necessary part of life. Just as the seasons shift, as day turns to night and back again, our lives are meant to evolve and transform. This constant flux isn't a flaw in the system, it's a fundamental aspect of existence. Recognizing the naturalness of change can be profoundly liberating. It allows us to release the expectation that things should remain constant, an expectation that often leads to disappointment and frustration. Instead, we can learn to flow with life's changes, much as a leaf flows with the current of a stream. The cost of resisting change can be high. When we fight against life's natural transitions, we create unnecessary stress and anxiety. We expend enormous amounts of energy trying to maintain the status quo, often at the expense of our well-being and personal growth. By contrast, when we welcome change, we free up that energy to engage more fully with life's opportunities. Adapting to transitions is a skill that can be developed with practice. One strategy is to view changes as opportunities for growth rather than threats to your stability. When faced with a transition, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How might this change help me grow or lead me to new opportunities? Another powerful approach is to focus on what you can control in times of change. While we can't always control external circumstances, we can choose our response to them. By directing your energy towards your own actions and attitudes, you can navigate changes more effectively and with less stress. Embracing new opportunities is a key aspect of welcoming change. Often, when one door closes, another opens, but we have to be willing to look for it. This might involve stepping out of your comfort zone, trying new things, or approaching familiar situations from a fresh perspective. Adopting a growth mindset is crucial for welcoming change. This involves believing that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. With a growth mindset, challenges become opportunities to learn and improve rather than threats to be avoided. Welcoming the unknown with open arms can be both exciting and intimidating. It requires a certain level of trust in yourself, in life, in the process of change itself. This doesn't mean you'll never feel fear or uncertainty, but rather that you learn to move forward despite these feelings, knowing that growth often lies on the other side of discomfort. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, there are several practical exercises you can try. One powerful practice is journaling about recent changes and their impacts. Take some time to reflect on changes you've experienced recently, both big and small. How did you initially react to these changes? What positive outcomes, if any, resulted from them? This reflection can help you recognize patterns in how you respond to change and identify areas for growth. Another beneficial practice is visualization exercises for embracing change. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself moving through changes with ease and grace. Imagine yourself as flexible and adaptable, like a tree that bends with the wind rather than breaking. This mental rehearsal can help prepare you to face real-life changes with greater confidence and resilience. As you continue to practice welcoming change, you're likely to notice several positive outcomes. At a basic level, you may find yourself experiencing increased adaptability. Changes that once would have thrown you off balance become easier to navigate. You might find yourself recovering more quickly from setbacks and adjusting more easily to new situations. With continued practice, you may develop a greater openness to new experiences. Instead of automatically resisting anything unfamiliar, you might find yourself curious about new possibilities. This openness can lead to a richer, more varied life experience as you become more willing to step outside your comfort zone and explore new horizons. At its best, welcoming change can lead to thriving through life's transitions. Instead of merely surviving changes, you learn to use them as catalysts for growth and self-improvement. You might find yourself actively seeking out positive changes in your life, knowing that they offer opportunities for learning and development. Of course, as with any significant shift in mindset, there can be challenges along the way. You might find yourself struggling with fear of change, especially when facing major life transitions. In these moments, it can be helpful to practice exposure to small changes. Start by making minor alterations to your daily routine. Take a different route to work, try a new hobby, or rearrange your living space. These small experiences can help build your confidence in dealing with change. Another potential obstacle is resistance to new experiences. Our minds often prefer the familiar, even when it's not serving us well. If you find yourself automatically resisting new things, try using affirmations for openness. Statements like, I am open to new experiences and the growth they bring, or change is an opportunity for me to learn and evolve, can help shift your mindset. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on how your relationship with change might shift as you practice welcoming it into your life. Perhaps you're feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension about the idea of embracing life's transitions more fully. That's perfectly natural. This approach represents a significant shift from how many of us have been taught to seek stability and predictability. But as you continue to practice the ideas we've explored, you may find yourself moving through life with a newfound sense of flexibility and resilience. You might notice opportunities you would have previously overlooked, or find yourself handling life's inevitable changes with greater ease and even enthusiasm. As we move forward, we'll explore another crucial aspect of aligning with life's flow. It's a concept that might challenge your perceptions of effort and achievement. Are you ready to discover the hidden power that lies in harmonizing with life's natural rhythms? The next chapter will unveil a perspective that could revolutionize how you approach your goals and navigate your journey through life. Chapter 7. Align with Flow. Have you ever experienced moments when everything seemed to fall into place effortlessly? When your actions felt perfectly timed and opportunities appeared just when you needed them? These instances of synchronicity and ease aren't mere coincidences. They're glimpses into a powerful way of moving through life, one that we can learn to access more frequently. In this chapter, we'll explore a concept that might seem almost mystical at first glance. It's an idea that challenges our notions of struggle and effort, suggesting that there's a more harmonious way to navigate our journey. As we delve deeper, you'll discover how aligning with life's natural flow can lead to greater ease, fulfillment, and even success in your endeavors. At its core, aligning with flow is about tuning into the natural currents of life and learning to move with them rather than against them. It's about developing a sensitivity to the subtle rhythms and patterns that surround us and using this awareness to guide our actions and decisions. But what does it really mean to align with flow in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable? It's not about passively drifting through life, letting circumstances dictate your path. Rather, it's about learning to recognize and work with the natural energies and opportunities that arise in each moment. It's a dance between action and allowance, effort and ease. One of the primary reasons why aligning with flow is so crucial for embracing life's natural rhythm is that it significantly enhances our sense of ease and alignment. When we're in flow, actions feel less forced and more intuitive. We expend less energy fighting against circumstances and more energy moving in harmony with them. Moreover, aligning with flow encourages synchronicities and opportunities. When we're attuned to life's natural currents, we become more aware of the subtle connections and possibilities that surround us. We might notice a chance encounter that leads to a new opportunity, or find that the perfect solution to a problem presents itself just when we need it. To truly embrace this concept, it's essential to understand how to tune into life's flow. This involves developing a heightened awareness of the natural currents and rhythms in your life. It's about learning to recognize when things are moving smoothly and effortlessly, and when you're pushing against resistance. Recognizing and embracing these natural currents isn't always easy. Our society often valorizes struggle and effort, leading us to believe that if something comes easily, it must not be valuable. But in reality, ease can be a sign that we're aligned with our true path. When we learn to recognize and trust these moments of flow, we can use them as guideposts for our decisions and actions. Understanding flow theory can provide valuable insights into this process. Developed by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, flow theory describes a state of optimal experience where we're fully immersed in what we're doing, feeling energized, focused, and enjoying the process. In this state, action and awareness merge, and we lose our sense of self-consciousness and time. While flow theory was initially developed in the context of peak performance, its principles can be applied more broadly to how we navigate life. By learning to recognize and cultivate flow states in various aspects of our lives, we can move through our days with greater ease and satisfaction. Synchronicity and timing play crucial roles in aligning with flow. Synchronicities are meaningful coincidences, events that seem to be connected but have no apparent causal relationship. When we're aligned with flow, we often experience more of these synchronistic events, as if the universe is conspiring to support our path. Allowing synchronicities to guide you doesn't mean abandoning rational thought or planning. Instead, it involves developing a balance between intention and openness. We set our intentions and take action towards our goals, but we remain open to unexpected opportunities and connections that arise along the way. Knowing when to act and when to let go is a key aspect of aligning with flow. Sometimes, the most powerful action we can take is to step back and allow things to unfold naturally. Other times, we're called to take decisive action. Developing the discernment to know which approach is needed in each moment is part of the art of aligning with flow. This balance between action and allowance leads us to the concept of effortless action. This doesn't mean that we never exert effort or face challenges. Rather, it's about finding a way of acting that feels aligned and in harmony with the natural flow of things. It's the difference between pushing a boulder uphill and steering a boat down a swift-moving river. Achieving harmony through flow involves learning to work with the energies and opportunities present in each moment, rather than constantly fighting against circumstances. It's about developing a flexibility and responsiveness that allows us to adapt to changing situations with grace and ease. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, there are several practical exercises you can try. One powerful practice is meditation on flow states. This involves setting aside time to reflect on moments when you've experienced flow in your life. What were you doing? How did it feel? By cultivating awareness of these experiences, you can become more attuned to the conditions that facilitate flow in your life. Another beneficial practice is journaling about synchronicities. Take time each day to note any meaningful coincidences or unexpected connections you've experienced. Over time, this practice can help you become more aware of the subtle ways that life is supporting and guiding you. As you continue to practice aligning with flow, you're likely to notice several positive outcomes. At a basic level, you may find yourself experiencing increased awareness of flow in your daily life. You might start to recognize patterns and rhythms that you previously overlooked and become more attuned to moments when things are moving smoothly and effortlessly. With continued practice, you may develop a greater alignment with life's current. Instead of constantly swimming upstream, you might find yourself more often in harmony with the natural flow of events. This doesn't mean that everything always goes smoothly, but rather that you're better able to navigate both challenges and opportunities with grace and ease. At its best, aligning with flow can lead to an enhanced ability to act on synchronicities. You might find yourself more often in the right place at the right time, or notice that opportunities seem to arise just when you need them. This isn't about magical thinking, but rather about developing a heightened awareness of the connections and possibilities that surround us all the time. Of course, as with any significant shift in how we navigate life, there can be challenges along the way. You might find yourself struggling to recognize flow, especially if you're used to a more forceful or controlling approach to life. In these moments, practicing mindfulness can be helpful. By cultivating present moment awareness, you can become more attuned to the subtle cues and feelings that indicate when you're in flow. Another potential obstacle is missing synchronicities. Our busy minds and hectic lifestyles can often cause us to overlook the meaningful coincidences and connections that surround us. If you find yourself missing these cues, try increasing your awareness exercises. This might involve setting reminders to pause and tune into your environment throughout the day, or practicing mindfulness meditation to sharpen your overall awareness. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on how your relationship with life might shift as you practice aligning with flow. Perhaps you're feeling a mix of excitement and skepticism about the idea of moving through life with greater ease and synchronicity. That's perfectly natural. This approach represents a significant shift from the struggle and control-based mindset that many of us have been conditioned to adopt. But as you continue to practice the ideas we've explored, you may find yourself moving through life with a newfound sense of grace and harmony. You might notice opportunities you would have previously overlooked, or find yourself navigating challenges with greater ease and intuition. As we move forward, we'll explore another crucial aspect of embracing life's natural rhythm. It's a quality that might challenge your perceptions of progress and achievement. Are you ready to discover the hidden power that lies in a virtue often overlooked in our fast-paced world? The next chapter will unveil a perspective that could revolutionize how you approach your goals and navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life's journey. Chapter 8. Cultivate Patience. In our fast-paced world, where instant gratification is often just a click away, the idea of waiting can feel almost archaic. We've grown accustomed to immediate responses, quick results, and constant progress. But what if this relentless pursuit of speed and immediacy is actually hindering our growth and happiness? What if there's a hidden power in the art of waiting? This chapter invites you to explore a quality that's often overlooked and undervalued in our modern society. It's a skill that might initially seem passive or even weak, but as we delve deeper, you'll discover how it can be a source of immense strength and wisdom. As we unpack this concept, you'll learn how cultivating this quality can lead to better decisions, reduced stress, and a deeper sense of peace in your life. At its core, this chapter is about developing a particular mindset, one that allows us to navigate life's uncertainties and delays with grace and equanimity. It's about learning to trust in the natural unfolding of events, rather than constantly trying to force outcomes on our own timeline. But what exactly is this quality we're exploring? The answer, as you may have guessed, is patience. But not patience as you might typically think of it. We're not talking about gritting your teeth and enduring unpleasant situations. Instead, we're exploring patience as an active, empowering skill, one that can transform how you experience life's inevitable waiting periods and uncertainties. One of the primary reasons why cultivating patience is so crucial for embracing life's flow is that it significantly reduces impulsive actions. When we're impatient, we often make hasty decisions, driven by the desire for immediate resolution or gratification. These impulsive choices can lead us astray from our true path or create unnecessary complications in our lives. By developing patience, we give ourselves the gift of time to reflect, to consider our options carefully, and to make choices that align with our deeper values and goals. Moreover, patience encourages trust in timing. When we're patient, we open ourselves to the possibility that there might be a greater wisdom at work in the timing of events in our lives. Perhaps that opportunity we've been waiting for isn't appearing yet because we're not quite ready for it. Or maybe that delay we're experiencing is actually protecting us from an unseen difficulty. Patience allows us to entertain these possibilities, fostering a sense of trust in life's unfolding. To truly embrace this concept, it's essential to understand patience as an active skill rather than a passive state. Many people think of patience as simply the ability to wait without complaint. But true patience is much more dynamic. It involves actively engaging with the present moment, finding value and meaning in the process of waiting itself. Allowing life to take its natural course doesn't mean becoming complacent or giving up on our goals. Instead, it's about recognizing that sometimes the most powerful action we can take is to step back and allow things to unfold in their own time. This requires a deep trust in the process of life, a trust that can only be developed through practice and experience. One of the most significant benefits of cultivating patience is that it helps us avoid rash decisions. When we're impatient, we often feel pressured to act quickly, even when we're not sure of the best course of action. This can lead to choices we later regret. Patience gives us the space to carefully consider our options, to gather more information, and to listen to our intuition before making important decisions. Developing patience involves several strategies. One powerful approach is to reframe waiting periods as opportunities for growth and self-reflection. Instead of seeing delays as obstacles to be overcome, we can view them as chances to deepen our understanding, refine our plans, or simply practice being present in the moment. Another crucial aspect of patience is trusting in right timing. This doesn't mean passively waiting for things to happen to us. Rather, it's about taking inspired action when the moment feels right and having the wisdom to pause when it doesn't. It's a dance between action and allowance, guided by a deep trust in the unfolding of life. As we cultivate patience, we often find that it brings a profound sense of peace into our lives. There's a calm that comes from knowing that we don't have to figure everything out immediately, that we can allow situations to evolve naturally. This peace is not dependent on external circumstances going our way. Instead, it arises from our ability to remain centered and trusting, even in the face of uncertainty or delay. Finding calm in waiting is a skill that can be developed with practice. It involves learning to be fully present in the moment rather than constantly projecting into an imagined future. When we're truly present, we can find richness and meaning in the waiting itself, rather than seeing it as merely an obstacle to be overcome. Embracing the power of allowance is another key aspect of patience. This means recognizing that not everything is within our control, and that sometimes the best thing we can do is to allow situations to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean becoming passive or apathetic. Instead, it's about discerning when to take action and when to step back and allow things to develop on their own. To help integrate these concepts into your daily life, there are several practical exercises you can try. One powerful practice is mindfulness meditation, focused on patience. This might involve sitting quietly and observing your thoughts and feelings when you're in a situation that requires waiting. Notice any impulses to rush or force outcomes, and practice letting these impulses go, returning your focus to the present moment. Another beneficial practice is journaling about your experiences of waiting. Take time to reflect on situations where you've had to be patient. What did you learn from these experiences? How did the outcomes compare to what you initially expected? This reflection can help you recognize the value of patience in your life and reinforce your commitment to cultivating this skill. As you continue to practice patience, you're likely to notice several positive outcomes. At a basic level, you may find yourself experiencing increased calmness in your daily life. Situations that would have previously caused stress or frustration become opportunities to practice presence and trust. With continued practice, you may notice improvements in your decision-making. By giving yourself the time and space to carefully consider your options, you're more likely to make choices that align with your true values and long-term goals. You might find yourself less swayed by immediate gratification and more able to consider the bigger picture. At its best, cultivating patience can lead to a greater trust in life's timing. You may find yourself more able to flow with life's natural rhythms, trusting that things will unfold as they should. This doesn't mean that everything always goes smoothly, but rather that you develop the resilience and trust to navigate both delays and opportunities with grace. Of course, as with any significant shift in mindset, there can be challenges along the way. You might find yourself struggling with impatience, especially in situations where the stakes feel high or the waiting feels particularly uncomfortable. In these moments, practicing deep breathing exercises can be helpful. By focusing on your breath, you anchor yourself in the present moment and create a sense of calm that can help you navigate the discomfort of waiting. Another potential obstacle is frustration with waiting, especially when it feels like everyone around you is moving forward while you're standing still. In these situations, using affirmations for patience can be powerful. Statements like, "I trust in the timing of my life," or "Patience is leading me to the best outcome," can help reinforce your commitment to this practice and remind you of its value. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on how your relationship with time and waiting might shift as you cultivate patience. Perhaps you're feeling a mix of curiosity and apprehension about the idea of embracing waiting periods rather than rushing through them. That's perfectly natural. This approach represents a significant shift from the immediate gratification mindset that's so prevalent in our society. But as you continue to practice the ideas we've explored, you may find yourself moving through life with a newfound sense of ease and trust. You might notice that you're making better decisions, experiencing less stress, and feeling more aligned with the natural flow of your life. As we move forward, we'll explore the culmination of all we've discussed so far. It's a concept that brings together everything we've learned about embracing life's flow. Are you ready to discover how all these pieces fit together to create a truly harmonious way of living? The next chapter will unveil a perspective that could revolutionize not just how you approach individual challenges, but how you navigate your entire life journey. Chapter 9: Living in Harmony. As we reach the culmination of our journey through layback, the art of letting things happen, it's time to bring together all the threads we've explored and weave them into a tapestry of harmonious living. Throughout this book, we've challenged conventional wisdom about success, control, and personal growth. We've explored ideas that may have seemed counterintuitive at first, but which hold the potential to transform your life in profound ways. Living in harmony isn't about achieving a perfect, problem-free existence. It's about finding a way to move through life that feels aligned, purposeful, and deeply satisfying. It's about learning to dance with life, rather than constantly fighting against its currents. As we explore this final chapter, we'll see how all the concepts we've discussed come together to create a truly empowering way of living. The journey you've undertaken through this book has equipped you with powerful tools for self-awareness and understanding. You've learned to recognize the sources of unnecessary tension in your life, to embrace uncertainty as a source of opportunity, and to trust in the natural unfolding of events. This increased self-awareness is like a superpower. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and confidence. Moreover, the principles we've explored don't just change how you relate to yourself, they can dramatically improve your relationships with others. As you learn to move through life with greater ease and acceptance, you'll likely find that your communication becomes more authentic and empathetic. The reduced internal struggle translates to reduced external conflict. You'll be better equipped to understand others' your perspectives and to respond to challenging situations with grace and compassion. Perhaps one of the most exciting aspects of this journey is realizing what you're now capable of achieving. The ability to align more closely with your personal goals isn't about pushing harder or working more. It's about tuning into your true desires and allowing your actions to flow naturally from that alignment. You'll likely find yourself more adaptable, more resilient in the face of change, and more open to the opportunities that life presents. As you continue to practice the concepts we've explored, you'll likely notice that you're able to achieve better results with less effort. This isn't about becoming lazy or passive. Rather, it's about learning to work smarter, not harder. By aligning with life's natural flow, you reduce the resistance that often makes achievement feel like a constant uphill battle. You'll find increased ease in your daily life, and you may be surprised at how effortlessly you're able to move towards your goals when you're in harmony with life's rhythms. Integrating the key themes we've explored, ease, trust, flow, and patience, is the heart of living in harmony. It's about finding the sweet spot between taking purposeful action and surrendering to the natural unfolding of events. This balance isn't static, it's a dynamic dance that requires constant adjustment and attunement. Bringing together these concepts doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or feel stressed, but it does mean you'll have a powerful set of tools for navigating life's ups and downs. You'll be able to approach difficulties with a sense of ease, trusting in your ability to flow with whatever arises. You'll know when to take decisive action and when to step back and allow things to unfold naturally. Achieving fulfillment through alignment is perhaps the ultimate goal of this approach to living. When you're in harmony with life's natural flow, you're not constantly fighting against the current. Instead, you're moving with it, allowing it to carry you towards your goals and dreams. This doesn't mean you become passive. Rather, you learn to take inspired action at the right moments, guided by a deep trust in your path and process. Trusting your path doesn't mean believing that everything will always go smoothly. It means having faith in your ability to navigate whatever arises, knowing that each experience, whether perceived as positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth and learning. It's about recognizing that you are always exactly where you need to be, even if it doesn't always feel that way in the moment. A balanced approach to living combines purposeful action with an openness to natural unfolding. It's about setting intentions and working towards your goals while remaining flexible and responsive to life's feedback. It's recognizing that sometimes the most powerful action you can take is to step back and allow things to develop on their own. As we conclude this book, I invite you to reflect on the journey you've undertaken. You've explored concepts that challenge conventional wisdom about success and happiness. You've been introduced to tools and perspectives that have the power to transform your relationship with yourself, with others, and with life itself. The true power of what you've learned lies not in intellectual understanding, but in lived experience. As you continue to apply these principles in your daily life, you'll likely find that your experience of living becomes richer, more fulfilling, and more peaceful. You may discover a sense of ease and flow that you never thought possible. Remember, living in harmony isn't about reaching a final destination. It's an ongoing journey of growth, learning, and adjustment. There will be times when you fall out of alignment, when you struggle against life's currents, but with the tools and perspectives you've gained, you'll be able to recognize these moments and gently guide yourself back into flow. The ultimate payoff of this journey is a life lived with greater authenticity, purpose, and joy. It's about moving through your days with a deep sense of trust in yourself and in life's unfolding. It's about achieving your goals not through constant struggle, but through aligned action and openness to opportunity. It's about finding peace, not in perfect circumstances, but in your ability to flow with whatever life brings. As you close this book and step back into your life, carry with you the knowledge that you have everything you need to live in harmony with life's natural flow. Trust in your journey, embrace the dance of action and surrender, and allow yourself to be carried by the current of life. The path ahead may not always be clear, but with the wisdom you've gained, you can navigate it with grace, confidence, and joy. Your journey towards harmonious living doesn't end here. It's just beginning. Each day brings new opportunities to apply what you've learned, to deepen your understanding, and to experience the profound peace and fulfillment that comes from truly laying back and allowing life to unfold. As you embrace this new way of being, you may find yourself wondering how to fully harness the power of your mind to shape your reality. There's an aspect of personal transformation that goes hand in hand with the art of letting things happen. It's a force so potent that it can amplify everything you've learned in this book. Curious about what this missing piece might be? The answers await you in the audiobook Mindset Magic, You Become What You Believe, where you'll discover how to unlock the full potential of your mind and manifest the life you truly desire. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.